10 countries with more women than men. In most countries, men slightly outnumber women at birth. But over time, various social, biological, and economic forces can flip the balance, leaving some places with far more women than men. From longer female life expectancy to emigration, and even cultural dynamics, gender imbalances reveal deep insights about how a country functions. In this video, we're counting down 10 countries with more women than men. This isn't just a statistic. It's a window into everything from public health to migration trends. Some of these nations might surprise you, while others make perfect sense once you understand their story. Let's dive into the countdown. 10. Portugal. Portugal might not be the first country you think of when it comes to gender imbalance, but it has one of the largest female majority populations in Western Europe. Women make up about 52% of the population. Why? First, women in Portugal live 6 to 7 years longer than men. This longevity gap means that in older age groups, women far outnumber their male counterparts. Second, migration plays a role. Portuguese men have a long tradition of emigrating for work, particularly to countries like France, Luxembourg, and Brazil. In many rural villages, you'll find entire communities where the majority of working-age men are away, leaving a very visible female presence. Socially, this shift has shaped family structures and even workforce dynamics. More women are entering professional roles, especially in healthcare, education, and tourism, three of Portugal's most significant industries. This pattern helps explain why Portugal consistently appears on lists of countries with more women than men. 9. Estonia. Estonia, one of Europe's smallest nations, also has one of the most skewed gender ratios. For every 100 women, there are about 91 men, meaning women make up nearly 53% of the population. This divide is driven by a 10-year difference in life expectancy. Women live to about 84, while men average around 74. The reasons? High male mortality due to smoking, alcohol consumption, and cardiovascular disease. Post-Soviet economic struggles in the 1990s further strained men's health outcomes. This imbalance is particularly evident in elderly populations and urban centers like Tallinn. Estonia's gender divide has led to more female-led households, higher education attainment among women, and a rise in women's influence in business and politics. It remains one of the most significant examples among countries with more women than men. 8. Macau. Macau, a unique blend of East and West on China's southern coast, boasts stunning casinos and a service-driven economy. But few realize that it has one of the world's widest gender gaps. Only about 88.5 men for every 100 women. Why? The local job market plays a big role. Macau's economy depends heavily on tourism and hospitality, which attract a higher number of female workers. Furthermore, the city has a large population of foreign domestic workers, most of whom are women from countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam. As a result, the gender imbalance isn't just limited to the older population. It's visible across working-age adults too. Walk through the busy streets of Macau, and the gender tilt is more than just a number. It's part of the social fabric. No surprise it's often listed in discussions of countries with more women than men. 7. Lithuania. Lithuania continues the Baltic trend of female-majority nations. Women account for about 53.1% of the population here, with a noticeable skew in the older demographic brackets. This imbalance is tied to health-related behaviors. Lithuanian men are more likely to suffer from alcohol-related illnesses, heart disease, and certain cancers. Smoking rates remain higher among men, and they're statistically less likely to seek preventative medical care. The end result? A population where women live almost a decade longer than men. This has created a society where women dominate university classrooms, community leadership roles, and retirement homes. It also places a heavier caregiving burden on women as they age, with many caring for elderly relatives while managing full-time jobs. 6. Russia. Russia is perhaps the most well-known example of a gender imbalance. With only about 86.7 men for every 100 women, The divide here is striking and has been shaped by decades of socioeconomic challenges. Men in Russia face extremely high mortality rates from causes such as alcohol poisoning, suicide, accidents, and chronic illnesses. Life expectancy for men hovers around 66 years, while women average 77 years. The after-effects of World War II, economic instability in the 1990s, and strained healthcare systems have all contributed to this enduring imbalance. In practical terms, the gender divide is visible across everyday life, from dating culture to public health planning. There are towns, especially in rural Siberia, where elderly women far outnumber men. It's a demographic reality that impacts everything from population policy to pension systems. 5. Latvia. Latvia, like its Baltic neighbors, has a deeply female-skewed population. Women make up over 53.6%, and this is largely because of the country's life expectancy gap and historical legacy. Latvian men face serious public health challenges. The average life expectancy for men is 10 years shorter than for women, one of the widest gaps in the world. Issues like smoking, alcohol abuse, and untreated health conditions are contributing factors. The result? A society where women dominate education, healthcare, public service roles, and increasingly, entrepreneurship. The government has also taken steps to address gender-specific health challenges, especially in rural regions where men are more vulnerable. 4. Ukraine. Ukraine has been facing a significant gender divide for decades, long before recent political events. The country has only about 86.2 men per 100 women. This means millions more women than men. Several key reasons fuel this gap. Lower male life expectancy, high rates of alcohol-related deaths among men, and economic migration. Ukrainian men often move abroad for employment, while women stay behind to care for families and communities. Additionally, the life expectancy for women is around 78 years, compared to 68 for men. In many towns, especially in the countryside, elderly women form the majority of residents. You'll find entire neighborhoods where older women have outlived their husbands and now manage households alone. This creates both social resilience and a need for more female-focused community services. 3. Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a city known for its towering skyline, but its population structure is just as remarkable. Women make up the clear majority, with only 85.6 men per 100 women. The reasons? First, longevity. Women in Hong Kong live on average 5 years longer than men, with life expectancy reaching nearly 88 years. That's one of the highest in the world. Second, immigration plays a big role. Hong Kong is home to hundreds of thousands of female foreign domestic workers, particularly from Southeast Asia. These women come alone, usually on long-term work contracts, which dramatically shifts the gender ratio. The impact is clear in sectors like elderly care, hospitality, and education, industries where women are the backbone of the workforce. Even in public spaces like parks and temples, you're likely to see groups of women forming the heart of local life. 2. Belarus. Belarus may not grab global headlines often, but it ranks high when it comes to gender imbalance. For every 100 women, there are just 85 men, a gap that's easy to spot in daily life. Life expectancy is a big part of the story. Men live about 12 years less than women, due to a mix of poor diet, smoking, drinking, and stress-related illnesses. The country's healthcare infrastructure, while improving, hasn't yet managed to close the gap. In many cities like Minsk, women lead households, raise families alone, and dominate the healthcare and teaching professions. The gender gap has also shaped Belarus's demographic policies, with an increasing emphasis on family health and maternal support. 1. Armenia. At number 1, we have Armenia, the country with the widest gender gap in the world by proportion. With only 81.9 men for every 100 women, the imbalance here is steep and culturally significant. The biggest factor is male emigration. Many Armenian men travel abroad to work, especially to Russia and other parts of Europe, leaving their families behind. These men often send money back home but may not return for years. Meanwhile, women stay to manage homes, raise children, and care for elderly relatives. Add in the fact that Armenian men have a shorter life expectancy due to health issues and economic stress, and the female population ends up dominating, especially in rural villages. It's not uncommon to find towns where the majority of homes are headed by women, many of whom support both children and aging parents. This shift has also changed the social landscape. More Armenian women are taking on leadership roles in education, healthcare, and small businesses, quietly reshaping the country's future. From Portugal to Armenia, these 10 countries with more women than men offer a unique lens into how societies age, migrate, and adapt. Whether caused by life expectancy, emigration, or lifestyle, these gender imbalances aren't just numbers. They're powerful stories about survival, strength, and the changing face of our world. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.